you want to improve your accent, if you want to improve your listening comprehension, then these are the videos for you. They're very unique. You will not find other exercises like this on the internet. We are practicing with real life people who are trying to improve their listening comprehension and their accent through pronunciation, accentuation, and intonation. And if you want to do that, you can come along with us right now and you can watch these videos and practice with us. And if you would like to participate, just click on the link in the description to the Discord group. The first two people who volunteer once the video starts are the two people who get to practice with us on that day. And if you find these videos helpful, remember to press the like button and also subscribe. I need your help to grow my channel. It's a very unique channel. Well, now let's get started and let's improve our English accents and our listening comprehension. Good afternoon. Uh, how how is everyone doing today? This afternoon, we are going to try a little experiment. We're going to do the show in three parts. The first part, we're going to be looking at some headlines in the news. And in the second part, we are going to just be working on speaking with a comic book. And in the third part, we are going to be inventing a story based on a picture. And we'll need some volunteers. I think I hear some volunteers already. Let me see. Okay, Alex, we've got Mohammed and Alex here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the news. We'll bring in Mohammed and Alex, who have volunteered. First two people when the video starts are the people we'll take. And, well, let's see what happens. Wait, first of all, why is there music playing? I don't want any music. All right, so we'll bring in Mohammed and Alex. And if you ever want to volunteer, there's a link down in the description to join the Discord group. All right, let's see. Hello? Alex, you're on mute, I think.
Yes.
Okay.
Happy New Year to you.
Okay. Happy New Year, Alex and Mohammed. How are you doing today? Oh, you
Good.
there, Mohammed?
Hello, Sia. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay, well, so this is the first time we're trying this. We're going to go through some news headlines and maybe make some conversations about the news happening today or some of the vocabulary that we find as we go through the news.
Very
Th-
bad news this
uh,
days.
there's only bad news. That's always how it
Yeah,
is. There's no such
yes.
thing as good news. Okay, well, Mohammed, do you see this picture here? Do you see this picture on the screen? And underneath it, there's the title of an article. You call that the headline when you're looking at a news article. Do you see that headline from Al Jazeera? What does it say?
Yes, FBI releases timeline of deadly New Orleans truck ramming attack.
Can you read the first line again? Start with just the first line. Read that again. That was a little bit unclear.
FBI releases timeline of deadly New Orleans truck ramming attack.
Okay, so just the first line. We've got FBI. Now, one thing I want to say is when you have letters like that, like FBI, CEO, or I can't think of any more. It's very common, but it's always the final letter that gets all of the attention. So you say FBI. Can you say
What
it
is
like
the
that?
difference?
What?
I was asking what is the difference between FBI and CIA?
Oh, well, the FBI is supposed to be like a national police. They're sort of like a national police. So they they investigate or they get involved with crimes that violate national laws. And the CIA is a spy organization that's supposed to just work internationally, although I think now they work inside the country as
Yes,
well.
yes.
So that's supposed to be the difference, but I don't know. Okay, so can you say the name of that organization again? FBI, and make sure that you pay attention just to the final letter the most.
FBI.
Yeah, it's always like that. USA, CEO. Whenever you have those letters, you always put the accent on the final letter. Can you say that, Alex? FBI.
FBI.
Can you read the headline, Alex? What does that say?
FBI releases timeline of deadly.
Mhm. Okay, and can you, Mohammed, say that again? FBI, just the first line, not the second one or the third one, just the first one,
First line.
just the first line.
FBI releases timeline of deadly.
Okay, well, now let's look at the second word, all right, because that's got, how many syllables does that second word have?
Releases.
Mm-hmm. How
4
many?
syllables.
I think three. Releases is three syllables.
Okay, I
Are they?
thought the EA is 2 syllable.
That would be releases. No, no, it's just one. It makes an e sound, but it makes a very big sound. Okay, so if we just did the syllable, if we just did the vowel sounds in that word, what you would hear is short, long, short. E, e. You hear how the middle one is very, very long, and the one in the front and the one in the back are very short. E.
Yes,
That's
yes.
very important.
Re
Try again.
releases.
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 Mm-hmm. FBI releases. Can you say those two words together?
FBI releases.
That's much clearer than before. I think before you were giving each vowel equal time, and that becomes a little bit difficult to understand. Read that first line again, just the first line.
FBI releases timeline of deadly.
Okay. Uh, read the whole title.
FBI releases timeline of deadly New Orleans truck ramming attack.
Okay, Alex, can you read that again, please?
FBI releases timeline of
Mm-hmm.
deadly New Orleans truck ramming attack.
Okay, and probably, do you know that word ramming? Have you seen that before, Alex? That word ram?
Yeah, car ramming. Yeah, it's like running over people with a car. Car ramming.
Well, ram, actually what ram means is to hit very, very hard. So it could
Yeah.
be, it could be used in a lot of different ways. Let's see. I'm just looking to see what kind of pictures. Have you seen that word before, Mohammed? Ramming? What if it-
Uh,
like for example,
ramming, like if car go over your body, it rams you.
no, actually, that would be run over. That's a phrasal verb, and that would be run over. But
Okay.
for example, this animal is called a ram. What do you notice about this animal?
It has a big,
Mhm.
I can't remember the name of the
Horns.
thing.
Horns.
Yeah,
Horns.
horns. Those are horns. Horns.
Okay, horns.
Yeah. So and the thing about a ram is that it will do this to you with his horns. That's why he's called a
Yes.
ram. Pachu is here. Hello, Pachu. How are you doing tonight? Okay. Let's see. Let's go back. Okay. Did you hear about that? I don't know which country. So in Egypt, or I don't know which country you're in, Alex. But did you hear about this? This ramming?
Yes, yes, yes.
Hmm.
Mhm.
What? So let me ask you this question, both of you. What would you do if you were in a crowded place and a car started ramming into people? What is your answer? What would you do?
Uh, if I have time, it's away from me, or just it's in front of me.
Uh, I don't know. However you picture it in your mind. What would you do? Would you, if I were in a crowded place and a car started ramming into people, I would run away. What would you do?
Yes, do the same.
Okay, so tell me in a full sentence. If I were in a crowded place and do the whole thing.
If I am in a crowded place
Okay,
and the car
do you know?
started
Do you know when you're making an imaginary situation, you say you talk about it like it's in the past, and you say if I were. That's very strange. But when you're imagining something, you say if I were in a crowded place. That's how you talk about imaginary situations.
okay, if I were in an crowded place
Hmm.
and the car started to attack
Let's say ramming, and a car started ramming into people.
the car started ramming into people, I will start to run.
Okay, what
I,
about
w-
you?
I would I
What?
would start to run.
I would run. I would
I would
run.
run.
You could
I
say
would
I would.
run.
You could say I would run like hell.
Okay.
What would you do, Alex, if you were in a crowded place and a car started
If I
ramming
were
into people?
if I were in a crowded place and the car start ramming, I would try to stay aside, and after that try to just call a police or to give a help to the
Hmm.
people injured. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
to be that proactive.
Step aside. Step aside. I would step aside. Is that what you said?
Stay aside or get aside.
Probably step
I can
aside.
remember. It's a
Step
step aside.
aside.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can. Uh, Pachu says, "Oh, I volunteer." So Pachu, for the when we move from news headlines to comic book, then you can join in. Okay, so we just have to wait a little bit. All right. How do? Let me see if I can write. Oh, let's
So
see.
it's a new year, new rules. Yeah.
New. Well, yeah. So that way everybody can have a chance. Like maybe
Yeah, yeah. That's a good idea. It's a good idea.
step aside. Step aside.
Mm. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that
Step
means
aside.
step off to the side. I would step if a car were ramming into people, I would step aside and maybe later I could help. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Should we take a look at a different headline now? Let's see. More bad news. How about
We can choose economic news.
you want to try economic news? Let's see.
Economic, yes.
Well, they have business. Should we try business or
Okay.
technology or because it honestly economic, but business is kind of close, I guess. Let's see. What can we find here? Well, that's kind of an interesting headline. Uh, Alex, can you read this headline under the picture? What does it say?
Yeah. Mortgage rates inch closer to 7% to close out 2024.
Okay, now this is interesting. Do you know what an inch is? First of all, do you know what that means? An inch?
An inch is two and a quarter centimeters, something like that.
Yeah, it's like a centimeter. I don't know. I mean, I don't know the exact measurement. Did you know that, Muhammad? What an inch was?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
this is a phrasal verb, to inch closer. What do you think that means?
Like it's come too closer to 7%.
Yeah, well, it means like very slowly, in very slow increments, it's coming closer to 7%. Little by little, very little by little, it's getting closer to 7%. Let's see. Oh, maybe we can, because actually, what I'm thinking is when we encounter, maybe we could do 2 or 3 vocabulary words to practice. Once we,
Mhm.
when we get near the end, we'll practice some interesting words, and this is an interesting one actually. Inch closer to something. So, let me. Let's see. I'm trying to open up a document. All right. Inch closer. We can use that. We're going to use that one. So that means like move very slowly, very little by little, moving closer to something. Uh, Mohammed, can you read that title? What does it say again?
Mortgage rates inch closer to 7% to close out 2024.
Okay. And what do you think? What does that mean to you? How do you understand that headline? What are
Uh,
mortgage rates?
like mortgage rates are approaching to 7%.
Yeah, very slowly, little by little. They're getting much closer to 7%. What is a mortgage rate, though? What are they talking about?
Mortgage rates is when you borrow some money from the government to buy a house
From the bank.
and
Not,
try
yeah, not from the government, but from a bank.
from the bank, and you every month you will pay an amount of money.
Which is inching closer to 7%. Okay. Now, when I say the word rate, is that a big sound in the middle of that word, or is that a small sound? Rate.
Big sound.
It's a big sound. Can you say that again, Mohammed? Rate.
Rate.
Rate. Uh-huh.
Rate.
Say the whole headline again.
Mortgage rates inch closer to 7%. Close out 2024.
Uh-huh. Can you say that, Alex?
Mortgage rates
Mm-hmm.
inches closer to 7% to close out 2024.
Why is it? Because you read inches. It is a verb, but why is it inch and not inches?
Oh, sorry, that was a mistake. Mortgage rates inch closer to 7% to close out 2024.
Now, is it right that because I think I heard that in Islamic countries, banks are not allowed to charge interest. Is that true?
It's
Sorry, go on, Mohammed.
okay, you can say it.
Okay, it's in the government banks, it's okay, but in some Islamic or Muslim banks, they don't go with the rates because they
Mm.
look it as a sin.
Is
But
so
the government to borrow money from the side and pay rates. And if you borrow money from the bank, you will pay the rate. It's works in Egypt. You get what I mean?
how do banks make money? They don't
That
charge.
uh that's the normal. That's the basic. Yeah, that's the basic. They have to charge you money to be able
Mhm.
to pay for the workers or the staff to pay for to pay back your money. That's
So if you borrow, so do the banks charge interest in Egypt, Mohammed?
yes.
Yes, they have mortgage rates,
Oh,
but we don't have we don't have mortgage in Egypt.
so what, you have to pay cash if you want to buy a house?
You have to pay a cash, yes.
Wow. Then you have to be very rich to buy a house in Egypt.
Yes, most people yes rent.
They just rent. Wow,
Yes.
that's bad. Okay. All right, let's see if we can find another thing here. Okay, this is interesting. Alex, can you see this headline here where it says Morgan Stanley?
Morgan Stanley joins Goldman Sachs site
Sachs.
SAS site, site in Exodus from UN-backed Climate Alliance.
Okay, so we've got. Can you read that again? Morgan Stanley.
Morgan Stanley joined Goldman Sachs
Sachs.
site in
Sachs.
Sachs
Sachs.
Sachs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Site in Exodus from UN-backed Climate Alliance.
Okay. Mohammed, can you try that headline? What does it say?
Morgan Stanley joins Goldman Sachs and CTI Bank in exodus from UN-backed Climate Alliance.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, now that's kind of an interesting headline, actually. First of all, what does Exodus mean? Any
I
idea?
didn't see it before.
Okay, how about you, Alex? Have you seen that word before? Exodus.
Exodus means like exit.
That's right. It does. That's
Mhm.
that's actually that's the second book of the Bible. The
The
first book,
second book of the Bible. Yeah,
yeah, the first book is Genesis. That means the beginning, and then um, the second book is Exodus, and
Exodus.
in that book, if you don't know, that book is about the Jews leaving Egypt. So that's why it's
Exit
called
Egypt. Yeah.
Exodus. It's all about them leaving
Mhm.
Egypt and going to Israel. So that's
Mhm.
but you can see the word exit in it, right? It means leaving. So these are big. I don't. Do you know these companies? Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs is a very, very big financial. I don't know what they do, but it's some kind of big financial company. And Citi.
They buy stocks. They have many stocks.
So you're familiar with that company, Mohammed?
Yes, they are doing trading
Mm-hmm.
financial markets.
Okay, so you know.
Yes.
So you have Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, and Citi are all they're in exodus. They're leaving. They're exiting from the UN. What does backed mean? UN backed climate alliance. What do you think?
Supported.
Yes, it does. That's what backed means. It means to support. Did you get that, Alex? Did you notice that it means support?
Yeah.
Something is
To
backed.
back somebody to support you. To back support. Yeah.
Yeah.
To
Okay.
back someone or to support.
All right. Let's see. Let's try a couple more here. Oh, this one has an interesting. What is that? Let's take a look at this one that says Hindenburg. This has got some interesting words in it, actually. Alex, can you read that? What does it say?
Edinburgh Shorts Caravana Allegheny gift Grift of the Aegis.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Grift for the Aegis. Yeah.
Grift for the ages. Any idea what that headline means, Alex? That's a
Grift
complicated
for the
one.
Aegis. Great for the ages. Just give me a second.
What about you, Mohammed? Can you read that? Hindenburg.
What grift means?
Well, here, let's read the whole headline first, and then we'll talk about it.
Uh, Edinburgh Shorts Caravana alleging grift for the ages.
Well, so if you do investments, what does it mean to short something? If you're using short as a verb, what does that mean?
Means to sell.
Okay, so we have Carvana, Hindenburg shorts Carvana, and then we have this word alleging. Do you know what that means? Alleging.
Alleging like stating.
What's the difference between stating and alleging? Because there's a difference.
Alleging maybe like no, I don't know.
Okay, well, when you say allege, it's like you're saying it, but you're not providing any proof. You're not giving any evidence.
Allegation. Allegation.
Yeah, so if you make an allegation, if you allege something, you're saying it, but you're not. But you're saying we don't have proof, but this is what we believe. So maybe it's not true.
Yes.
Okay. So if I say let's see, how could maybe allege is a good word. Maybe we'll put that here. So we've got 3 words now that will. Let's use allegedly. If I say, oh, Muhammad's going to be late, allegedly he's in traffic, what does that mean?
Like I'm saying that I'm supposing he's in traffic, but I don't have the info for that.
Yeah, he says he's in traffic, but I don't really believe him. That's really what it means.
Yes.
Allegedly he's in traffic. That's a really rude thing to put in front of a sentence because it's saying I don't really believe that person.
Yes.
Or oh, Alex is going to be late. Allegedly he's still at work. That means Alex says he's at work, but I don't believe him. Does that make sense? Now, a grift is cheating. A grift is when you try to cheat people for money. If you're grifting people, you're trying to steal their money. You're trying to cheat them out of money. You're a criminal. That's a very negative word. So Hindenburg shorts Carvana. Hindenburg is selling Carvana, and they're saying that it's a huge cheat. They're just cheating people. And they're saying a grift for the ages. It's a historic cheating. It's a very bad company. Does that make sense? Well, let's see if we can find some grifters. What happens if we just hear silence? Or maybe grifting.
Yes, I got it. Grift like when you say like when can't remember.
See how this says, wait, maybe that's a very. See, this is a grifting. This is a guide on how to steal people's money. Grifting, a beginner's guide. Here's somebody stealing.
Yes.
So grifter is like a thief. So what do you think? Do you think that Carvana is a good company or a bad company?
Like a bad company.
Why? What gives you in this headline, what gives you the indication that Carvana is a bad company?
Maybe it has a scandal.
What kind of scandal? What are they being accused of? What is Hindenburg accusing Carvana of?
Like grift, like it has like if they saying we will you will have return 100% on your money when you put it in our stocks, but they are grifting, are lying about that.
Yeah, there's somehow they're lying or cheating or stealing from people. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's try to maybe we'll look at a couple more headlines, and then I've got 3 words that we can practice from just the headlines we've already read. Alex, can you see this headline? What does it say? What stocks?
What stock's worst tumble since 1952 in final days of 2024 may mean for 2025?
What does stumble mean?
Stumble means when somebody stumbles, like you cannot like walking good or stumble if you can like stuttering, like if you're speaking stumble like stuttering or cannot like
Oh,
it's like
so
you
when
cannot
when
can't go straight.
so when you think of stumble, you think of stumbling over words.
Whereas stumbling, you cannot read the word correctly or you cannot pronounce it right. Stuttering, like some people stumbling or stuttering.
It's the way that you're thinking about it, it's true. You could use stumble that way. But really what stumble means is like in this picture. Can you see this picture? The
Yeah, yeah.
the little
Mhm,
child is stumbling. It kind of means like falling.
mhm.
Right? Have you seen that word before, Mohammed? Stumble?
Yes, and Gone with the Wind
Can you repeat that, please? What did you say?
was maybe Dracula or in Gone with the Wind.
Oh, you remember it? Because I remember talking about this and maybe even looking at the same picture before. So you remember that. That's
Yes.
good. Yeah, we've used that word. So, what do you think it means, Alex, here? If you're talking about stocks stumbling, what do you think that could mean?
Stuck's words stumbling mean the falling.
Yeah,
The
falling
words
down,
falling for this.
falling really badly. Uh, okay, but there's really no information in that headline besides that. So I think, let's see.
Like they means they are going in the downtrend,
Well,
like losing their value.
I wonder what happens if we. No, they don't really show. They don't really show any good pictures. I was just looking for a picture of stock stumble, and I was thinking
Yes.
that
Do you
maybe
see the arrow in up? Yes, this arrow red rod.
this arrow going down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
uh, yes, going down.
Hmm. Yeah, but I was kind of hoping that there would be
No,
like
the other arrow
the other arrow.
behind you, under you. Can you go up? Yes,
Go up
this one.
and
The second one on the left.
on the second one on the left.
No, no. Yes, yes, in the picture. Yes, the red one, the red arrow going down.
I don't see any red arrow.
You use it.
I don't know. Okay. All right. Well, we get the idea though, because I was hoping I could find like a, falling down the stairs is how I would imagine stumble. Like when they say stocks stumble, I would imagine something kind of like falling down the stairs, going up and down, up and down, up and down, but on a downward trend, like this one
Can
here.
you scroll? Can you scroll down a little bit? Yes, this one.
That one?
Yes, the second. Yes.
Yeah, that's how I would kind of imagine it. The kind of like the stairs, up and down, up and down. Okay. Well, so we've got some. Maybe we'll do one more headline, but we've got some words. So we'll make some example sentences with some interesting vocabulary words that we talked about today, and then we'll move on. So let's try one more headline here. Uh, I'll pick this one just because of one special word in here. I think it's a good word to take a look at. Okay, Mohammed, can you read this headline? What does it say?
U.S. unemployment claims fall to 211,000, the lowest level since March.
Okay. What does Alex? Can you read that? What does it say?
U.S. employment claims fall to it's gone down to 100,011, the lowest level since March. That was the low level happened since March.
Can you read that again? U.S. unemployment. Say the whole thing again.
U.S. unemployment claims fall to 200,011, the lowest level since March.
What is that number?
200,011.
211,000.
211,000. Okay.
Yeah, 211,000. Okay. What does that word claims mean here, Alex? U.S. unemployment.
Claims is yeah. Some people, if they're not working, they claim from the government.
Yeah, it's like asking
But-
for something. It's like asking
Mm.
for something.
Mm.
Give me money. Those are your claims. Okay, can you read that again, Mohammed?
U.S. unemployment claims fall to 211,000, the lowest level since March.
Okay. All right. So here, I think now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask ChatGPT to give us some examples so we can practice some interesting words that we've learned or that we've talked about today. Let me just get this going here. Just 1 second. Okay. So we'll start with, I'm trying to do this very quickly. Let's start with this one here. Okay. All right, so we're moving over to practice, and our first one is a phrasal verb, which is inch closer. Let me move this up so we can see it. Do you remember that phrasal verb, Mohammed? What does that mean, inch closer?
Yes, to move very slowly
Okay,
towards something.
to move very slowly towards something. Alex, can you read number 1? What does it say?
Okay. Just after months of hard work, we are inching closer to complete the project.
Okay, and does that sentence make sense to you? Is that pretty clear what it means?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In the first part of the phrase, after months of hard work, what would you say are the most important words in that sentence?
Months hard work.
Okay. Let's see. So you said months and hard and work?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we'll make those big. I think that probably we'll have to make a choice between hard or work. Which word do you think is more important?
Hard. Hard because hard is adverb. Yeah.
Okay. What about what about after? Do you think maybe we could also do after?
A bit.
Okay.
Exaggerated a bit.
Okay. And so which syllable in after has all of the sound? After. Okay. So how would you read this phrase if these are the important words? How does that sound?
Okay. After months of hard work,
Hmm. After months of hard work.
after months of hard work, yeah.
Mohammed, can you say that? After months of hard work.
After months of hard work.
Okay. Now let's see. Inching closer. Inching closer. What do you think, Mohammed, about that phrasal verb? Inching closer. Do you think that's a literal phrasal verb or an abstract phrasal verb?
Abstract.
Really? I would say that I think that's literal because you can, if I looked at those two words, I could sort of understand and say, oh, that makes sense. I understand why it's inch closer. To me, that
But at first it meant to me moving closer, but inching means moving very slowly. So because of that, I
well,
said abstract.
it means moving inch by inch, little by little. So I mean, it could be slowly, but it can also just be the distance, moving just a little bit at a time.
Yes.
So I would say that's literal. If it's literal, which word do you think we should emphasize, inching or closer?
Inching.
Well,
Uh,
if it's literal,
it-
then we should emphasize the second word,
Closer, yes.
closer, closer. There's a relationship. There's a pretty close relationship to closer and the object. So that's why we have to emphasize closer. And where's all of the sound in closer? Which syllable has all of the sound? The first one or the second one?
First, first one.
The first one. Okay. So we'll make that pretty big. Okay. Uh, so if that is the important word in the phrase, we are inching closer to. How will you read that? How will you read that phrase? We are inching closer to. How does it sound in a phrase?
We're inching closer to.
Okay, but let's exaggerate. Closer. And we'll make the other words small. We're inching closer to.
We're inching closer to.
After months of hard work, we're inching closer to. I think we can do both of these actually. I hear myself emphasizing both of these syllables. After months of hard work, we're inching closer to.
After months of hard work, we're inching closer to.
Oh, Alex, can you say that? After months of hard work, we're inching closer to.
After months of hard work, we're inching closer to
Okay. Uh, Now the final phrase, completing the project. Which words are important, Alex?
completing project.
Okay, and in that word completing, which syllable has all of the sound? Completing,
Eating, pleating,
pleading,
complete,
pleading, pleading.
eating, yeah, completing, yeah.
Mhm. How about in the next word? Project, project.
Project, project,
Project, yeah, project.
project, yeah.
So completing the project.
Completing the project.
Hmm. After months of hard work, we're inching closer to completing the project.
After months of hard work, we're inching closing to completing the project.
Mohammed, can you try that? Completing the project.
Completing the project.
After months of hard work, we're inching closer to completing the project.
After months of hard work, we're inching closer to completing the project.
The project or the project?
The project.
Say it again.
After months of hard work, we're inching closer to completing the project.
Okay. Alex, can you make a what we What we inching closer to question.
What are we inching closer to? Or
That's right. Wait, so David says, Happy New Year, and I would like to practice pronunciation someday. Well, we're doing something new today, David. We're doing this in 3 parts. Right now, we are doing the news, but in one moment, we're going to switch to comic book pronunciation, and I need 2 more volunteers. Pachu has already volunteered, and so if you want, you can join the Discord group and you can practice with us because we still need another volunteer. If you don't, then either Alex or Mohammed will stay with us, I hope. But the idea is to switch after after each one. Okay. Can you I'm sorry, Alex, can you make the question again, please? What?
so you want to ask about what?
Yeah,
What are we?
Go ahead.
What are we inching close? What are we inching closer?
Mm-hmm.
Closer to complete the project.
Well, just a no more project. So, what are we inching closer to? What are we inching closer to?
What are we inching closer to?
Mm-hmm. And what David says, what time? Well, probably in about 20 or 30 minutes when we finish practicing these 3 vocabulary words. What is your most important word in that question? What are we inching closer to?
What inching closer?
Okay, but so if you say what plus are plus we, how would that sound?
What are we?
What are we? What are we?
What are we? What are we?
What are we inching closer to?
What are we inching closer to?
Mm-hmm. What are we inching closer to? Mohammed, can you make that question? How would you make that question? How would that sound?
What are we inching closer to?
What are we inching closer to? That's right. Okay, and if I say, Mohammed, what are we inching closer to after months of hard work? What is your answer?
We're inching closer to completing this project.
Okay, we're inching closer to completing the project after months of hard work. Alex, after months of hard work, what are we inching closer to?
We are inching closer to complete the project after months of hard work.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, Mohammed, can you read number 2? Do you see number 2 up here?
Yes.
What does
The politician promised to back the new healthcare reforms.
the politician or the politician?
The politician promised to back the new healthcare reforms.
What does back mean here?
To support.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So does that sentence make sense to you? Do you understand the idea of the sentence?
Yes.
Okay. Alex, can you read number 2? What does it say?
The politician promised to back the new healthcare reforms.
Mm-hmm. David Garcia says, I'll be ready. Well, that's great. Just join the Discord group, David. You've got about 10 or 15 minutes to get that done. Okay. Now, Alex, the first 4 words, what are they?
The politician promised to.
Okay, and what are the most important words in that phrase?
Politician promise.
Okay, and in that word politician, that's 4 syllables. Which syllable has all of the power?
Politician.
Poli-
Politician.
Politician.
Politician. Yeah.
So which one?
Titian.
Tish.
Yeah.
Tish.
Yeah.
Remember Tish.
Titian.
Politician. So we'll
The politician.
just T. I guess it's just T. Okay, well, so we'll make
Hmm.
that big. Okay, and how about promised? Promised.
Promise. Promise. Promise.
Which syllable?
Missed.
That would be promised. Promised. Is that
Promise, promise.
or is it
fir-
promised?
No, no, the first one. Promise,
Hmm.
promise, yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So how will these four words sound together?
The politician promised to.
Okay, that's right. Now, but remember when you're making a P sound, you have to push out a lot of air from your mouth. Politician.
They have to, the, the politician promised to.
Okay, the politician promised to.
The politician promised to.
Mohammed, can you say that? The politician promised to.
The politician promised to.
Okay. Uh, let's do the final part of the phrase, Mohammed. Can you read? Let's see. There, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. Can you read all 5 words?
Back the new healthcare reforms.
Okay. Which words do you think we should be emphasizing in that phrase?
Back and new and reforms.
Okay, so we've got back and new. Okay. Now we have this word healthcare that's made up of 2 words. I think that's a word that we have to maybe focus a little bit on. Which word do you think should get the attention? The first word or the second word?
Healthcare. Second one.
Usually when you have a combination of 2 words together like that, it would be the first word that you must emphasize. That's usually how it would be. Healthcare. So if you said it the other way, that might be difficult to understand. Healthcare. People will not understand that if you say healthcare. You have to say healthcare. Healthcare.
Healthcare.
So usually when you have 2 words combined like that, then you would focus on the first word. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, and then we've got reforms. Reforms. Where's the power in that word? Where's the sound? Reforms.
Second one.
Second one. Second one. Okay. So this is back the new healthcare reforms.
Back the new healthcare reforms.
Healthcare. Healthcare.
Healthcare.
Healthcare reforms.
Healthcare reforms.
New healthcare reforms.
New healthcare reforms.
Back the new healthcare reforms.
The new healthcare reforms.
The politician promised to back the new healthcare reforms.
The politician promised to back the new healthcare reforms.
So it's not promised, it's promised. Promised.
Promised.
Mhm.
The politician promised to back the new healthcare reforms.
Alex, can you say new healthcare reforms?
New healthcare reforms.
Okay. The politician promised to back the new healthcare reforms.
The politician promised to back the new healthcare reforms.
Okay. And what we'll do is we'll just add a little music to this.
Okay.
So we'll make all of our important sounds a high tone.
Yeah.
Except for the last part, we'll make low because it's the end of the phrase, it's the end of the sentence, and that's usually done low. So the politician promised to back the new healthcare reforms. Can you try that, Alex, with a little bit of music?
Okay. The politician promised to back the new healthcare reforms.
Healthcare reforms. Go down when you get to health.
Healthcare reforms.
The
Okay.
politician
Healthcare
promised
reforms.
back the new healthcare reforms.
The politician promised to back the new healthcare reforms.
Mohammed, can you try to add a little music to the sentence and make all of those important sounds high tones, except for the last 2 we'll make low. The politician promised to back the new healthcare reforms.
The politician promised to back the new healthcare reforms.
Mohammed, can you make a what politician promised question?
What did the politician promise?
Okay, is it promise or promise?
What did the politician promise?
That's better. That's more understandable. What did the politician promise?
What did the politician promise?
And what is the most important word in your question?
What and politician and the promise.
Okay, how would you say what plus did plus the?
What did the?
What did the? What did the? What did the?
What did the? What did the?
Politician promise?
What did the politician promise?
That's right. Alex, can you make the question? How would you ask that question?
What did the politician promise?
What did the? What did the? What did the politician promise?
What did the politician promise?
What did the politician promise? And what is the answer, Alex?
The politician promised to back the new healthcare reforms.
The politician promised to back the new healthcare reforms. Mohammed, what did the politician promise?
The politician promised to
Back.
I can't see it.
Yeah, it's
to
gone.
back the
It's gone. I deleted it. Back. The politician promised to back the new healthcare reforms.
The politician promised to back the new healthcare reforms.
Okay. David Garcia, if you still want to practice, you have to join the Discord group. The link is in the description. Because we're just going to finish this final word here, and then we're going to switch, okay? So you've got like maybe 5 minutes. If I don't see you, then we're just going to keep, if either Alex or Mohammed wants to continue, we'll keep one of them. Okay. All right, here is our final word, which is allegedly. Okay. Mohammed, can you read the number 3? What does it say?
The criminal was allegedly involved in multiple robberies.
You always see this word allegedly or alleged when you're reading the news. Why is that? It's a very common word when you're reading a newspaper.
Yes, maybe it's a formal word.
What does it mean?
Means allegedly saying that without any proof.
Yeah, that's why newspapers always say it. They're saying, well, this is what people are saying, but we don't have the proof. We can't prove it. So they try to be very careful. And they use that word all the time to say, this is what people say, but we don't know if it's true. Alex, can you read number 3? What does it say?
The criminal was allegedly involved in multiple robberies.
Okay. And have you seen that word before, allegedly? Is that a word that you're familiar with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, allegation.
Allegation.
No.
Oh, that's right. I like that word.
Normally, they use it just to they cover themselves. Yeah, in the newspaper, because not be under any law. No.
If they don't say that word, then people maybe would try to sue them and get some money. Okay. Alex, can you read the first 3 words of that sentence? What does it say?
The criminal was.
What is the most important word in that?
Criminal.
Criminal. Where's the power? Where's all the sound in that word?
Minal.
That would be criminal. Criminal. Is that how it sounds? Criminal.
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 This is the first one.
Okay.
That's a really important thing to identify, to be able to identify.
But I need to work on this one. Yeah, I need to work on this one.
So, if that's the important word, criminal, how will you read those three words together? How does that sound?
The criminal was.
The criminal was. The criminal was.
The criminal was.
Mm-hmm.
The
Can,
criminal was.
can you say that, Mohammed? The criminal was.
The criminal was
Okay. Now, let's do the next three words, Mohammed. What are the next three words?
allegedly involved in.
Okay. And what are the important words in that phrase? Allegedly involved in.
Allegedly.
How about involved? Is that also an important word, do you think?
Yes.
Okay. So in the first word, allegedly, where is all the power? Where's all the sound? Allegedly. Allegedly.
First syllable.
Let's see. That would be allegedly. Allegedly. Is that right? Or is it allegedly?
Allegedly.
Where's the
The
sound?
middle one.
Okay, it's ledge. 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 That's where all the sound is. Ledge. The criminal was allegedly.
The criminal was allegedly.
Mm-hmm. And then we have the next word, involved. Involved. Where's all of the sound?
In the middle.
It's in the middle.
Involved.
Vol. Vol.
Yes.
Vol. Okay.
Involved.
Mm-hmm. So can you let's say these three words together. Allegedly involved in.
Allegedly involved in.
The criminal was allegedly involved in.
The criminal was allegedly involved in.
Mm-hmm. Alex, can you say allegedly involved in?
Allegedly involved in.
The criminal was allegedly involved in.
The criminal was allegedly involved in.
Okay, what are the final two words in this phrase, Alex?
Multiple robberies.
Mm-hmm. Multiple robberies. Are both of those words important, do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so when we say multiple, where is all the sound? Multiple. Multiple.
The second one.
That would be multiple. Multiple. Is that how you pronounce it? Multiple.
No, multiple. The first one.
This is the first one. Multiple.
Yeah.
How about robberies? Robberies. Where's all the
robberies?
first one, right?
Robberies.
Robberies. So can you say the whole phrase? Multiple robberies.
Multiple robberies.
Mm-hmm. The criminal was allegedly involved in multiple robberies.
The criminal was allegedly involved in multiple robberies.
Mohammed, can you say multiple robberies?
Multiple robberies.
Mm-hmm. The criminal was allegedly involved in multiple robberies.
The criminal was allegedly involved in multiple robberies.
Okay, now we'll just add a little bit of music to this phrase. So we'll give all of the important sound some high tones, except maybe when we get to the end we'll start going pretty low. So we'll make these blue to make it, because at the end of a phrase you want to sound a little bit low. So the criminal was allegedly involved in multiple robberies. Can you try that, Mohammed, with a little bit of music?
The criminal was allegedly involved in multiple robberies.
The criminal was allegedly involved in multiple robberies.
The criminal was allegedly involved in multiple robberies.
Alex, can you try to add a little bit of music to our sentence? Go ahead.
Okay. The criminal was allegedly involved in multiple robberies.
The criminal was allegedly involved in multiple robberies.
The criminal was allegedly involved in multiple robberies.
Mohammed, can you make a what criminal allegedly involved in question?
What was a criminal allegedly involved in?
Again,
What was the criminal allegedly involved in?
what is the most important word in your question?
What and allegedly and involved.
Okay, so how will you say what plus was and the? How will that sound together? What was the? How will that sound altogether?
What was the?
What was the? What was the? What was the?
What was the?
What was the criminal allegedly involved in?
What was the criminal allegedly involved in?
Alex, can you try that? What was the? What was the?
What was the?
What was the criminal allegedly involved in?
What was the criminal allegedly involved in?
And what is the answer?
The criminal was allegedly involved in multiple robberies.
Okay. Mohammed, what was the criminal allegedly involved in?
The criminal was allegedly involved in multiple robberies.
Okay. All right, so now we're done with our news section, and now what we're going to go on to is wait, let me see. What we're going to do now is we're going to move on to sorry, I'm making myself distracted here. I'm thinking of too many things. We're going to move on to the comic book section. We're just going to do pronunciation, and Pachu has volunteered for that. And we have space for one more person, and David said he wanted to join, but I don't see David. So, David, if you want to join, I'll give you just a few more minutes. Otherwise, Mohammed or Alex, would one of you be interested in continuing for the next?
Yes, I'm
I don't mind.
interested.
Okay. So we'll see if David's going to join. We'll give him one more minute. But in the meantime, we have to decide who can we use, Alex uh, or Mohammed. So here's a coin. You know, on one coin you have the head, right? And on the other side of the coin you have tails. Okay.
Listen, sir. It's a two more session. If you know, it's two more. I don't mind. I can join this one, the next one, or the other one. I don't mind.
Okay.
Either one.
All right. Oh,
It's,
David
it's,
says he's got. David's. I guess David's trying, but it's not working. Well, here.
it's not easy to join, Professor.
So, well, that's
It
okay.
is quite a lot.
So we'll. I don't know if David's going to join us because he's having a problem. That's okay. Keep trying, David, but we've got to move on. So maybe because we have something else after this, we're going to do stories after this. So, but we have to decide who's going to stay, Mohammed or Alex.
Look. I don't mind. I don't mind. I can wait for the next.
You want to
The
wait for
third
the
one.
next
I don't
one?
mind.
Okay, so we'll keep Mohammed.
I don't mind. Okay. I'll cut out now and come back later.